Hello, and welcome back to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And today we have Jackie Potter. Jackie, she runs one of the fastest financial organization in the United States with 23 plus states and counting. Her mission is to grow massive people and allow them to manifest generational wealth for their families. Hi, and welcome, Jackie.
I'm so excited to be speaking on this amazing podcast with you and just deliver so much value, my friend.
Amazing. We are so ready and excited to get at more value. All right. So tell me more about, first, we always start off. Tell me more about you. What do you do? What inspired you to do what you do, and whatever you would like to share?
Yeah, no, it's honestly an amazing question. Honestly, I'm just a small town girl from Michigan, just a small town called Brooklyn. And it's amazing that I really started with a lot of having my passion and knowing that I wanted to do something further in life. And that's where I really saw it all going. Like I knew there was something more just to than be just being in a small town. And so what I really began to manifest as I started to grow throughout my life is I saw seeing something that I could do with helping people, really driving myself, seeing how I can further more. And it's crazy too, Viktoriia, because I think about it when I first started, when I was like around, I'd say around like 17, 18 years old, when you're trying to figure out your purpose and you're just trying to see where direction you wanted to head into, I stepped into the beauty industry. I went to beauty school. I was like, maybe this is what I wanted to do. Like maybe just doing hair, makeup, all the things. And when I realized I stepped into that industry, I just realized it didn't really serve me the way that I thought it would. And so the crazy thing that really led me down a path is I became certified in yoga. And I stepped into this place of knowing that I wanted to help people. I wanted to better serve people through more of an organic way, a more holistic way. And I fell in love with it. It took me on a wild journey, actually, because I never really realized that something so powerful and so organic and something that can lead you to manifesting different things in your life. And it's crazy because I built multiple businesses in it. I failed a ton, to be totally honest. It really led me into a different direction where I was like, I gotta find something more. I gotta see where I can head into a direction that I could build something bigger than I ever truly imagined. And so I never wanted to leave the industry. I love it so much. I still incorporate it into my life, but I wanted to see if something that I could build on the masses. And that's where I ended up meeting one of my dear mentors here in Michigan. And they introduced me to the finance industry of building something where I could teach other people to build. And then I started to find purpose there, building people. That's where it really came into play. And also too, knowing that a lot of our problems and a lot of the problems I was facing had to do with money and not using it appropriately. And that's where I really found greatness behind stepping into this type of industry. I stepped into it a year and a half ago, and crazy thing is, Viktoriia, it exploded. Like I never truly imagined being there. And it just all started from the beauty industry, hopping into the holistic industry, seeing that like what my passions were with yoga, with Reiki, with helping people, that's where it led to. And it just all started from being a small town girl. That's what I would really say.
I love it. I love it. That is so beautiful. And I feel like it was the best time to start in financial industry was like a few years ago, right? Because the things were going like crazy down with the whole economy and things. And it's a perfect time to learn and see those different changes and everything. So what is that you help people with? You said you do their finances. So what do you do for them?
Yeah, so no, that's a great question. So it's crazy because I work with couples. I work with individuals that are, maybe don't know where to start with money. Maybe they just recently got married, had children. I work with actually a lot of business owners as well too. And what's really beautiful is I teach them how to make improvements to their financial portfolio. So where they want to head to, what does their financial future look like? And I sit down with couples, I see where they're at when it comes to maybe a savings, budgeting, preparing for their future together, for their children, maybe for their business as well too. I go in there and I make little tweaks and pieces there and teach them how to communicate in that aspect so they can make it better.
So give us three top advices you usually just keep giving over and over to couples.
Oh, I love it. So one of my biggest key factors is communication. Be so communicative with your partner. Yeah, I teach that to all of the women. I work with a lot of women. So I teach them like, have like a money date, on Sundays, like meet with your husband or meet with your wife and just see where you guys are at with money and where you can lead that to. Honestly, my second is really seeing where do you guys want to head to, whether it's 10 years out or 2 months from now. Where do you want the direction to head to? Because what I've always noticed with money is you have to have a vision for it. You have to have something that allows for you to build off of. So it really aligns with that, also with the communication aspect. And honestly, the third option, and obviously third tip that I say, is knowing that money is energy. It's an exchange. So knowing that money is all around you, how can you find money and how can you make the money so that you can lead it to the future you want to build with your spouse, your family, your friends, whoever.
Absolutely. I love the money dates idea. Candles and money and great dinner. Sounds
Right.
amazing. Money date. And I guess you can absolutely use this for singles. Also, you like, I have a money date with myself and like going over your things and budgeting and whatever is that. So what is the number one thing that is like total just fault mistake that people are making all the time?
My gosh, that's a beautiful question. It really depends on how you're approaching your money. But one of the main things I notice a lot of people do is not actually having a plan for it or knowing where it's going. Because like how I said earlier, there's a lot of us have lack of vision with money. We don't know where we're going to deliver it to. Maybe we make some frequent purchases that might not serve us, but it's just something that you really have to start thinking about is a lot of people have that lack of vision, not knowing when they're going to retire or having a financial goal of building a business or, maybe something you want to prepare for your children. Honestly, just knowing that you have to head into a direction when it comes to money.
Awesome. And the last question that I always ask on this podcast is sound like this. It's feeling the blank more question. If you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
Oh my gosh. I love that, Viktoriia. If you really knew me, you would know that I don't have, honestly, this dream within being in money forever. That's the thing there. I plan to build this business, but I plan to build it so I can open up holistic health facilities. That's where it really comes into play. Not a lot of people know that because I don't look like a typical like working in that type of industry, but I'm a holistic health guru. Like anything organic, anything natural, that's my forte.
So. I love it. Perfect. And I know that we, our audience can connect with you.
The best way to connect with me, you guys, is obviously through Instagram. That's where a lot of people connect with me when, the case would be you can follow me at Jackie J. Potter on Instagram. I'd love to be friends with you on there.
Beautiful. And if you're watching or listening to this episode, don't forget to leave a review or like or subscribe, whatever platform you are listening to. And always send us message with all of your feedbacks and messages to Jackie that you heard this podcast and on this podcast. And I'm sure she would love to see that as well. We will link all the links as always in the episode page. That link of episode page you can find in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching or listening. And thank you so much, Jackie, for coming. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye, guys.